I'm Quake, Neknamalita, and this is my channel, The Midnight Librarian. Today I'll be going over my April book haul. Okay, so I have like 13 books, but I read 12 in April, so there's that. I can't recall if all of them. Anyway, I read 12 in April. I don't know. I'm trying to keep myself accountable and it's not working. I think it's kind of working. Anyway, let's just get into it. I have a stack here. Actually, I think I have 14. I have 14. Two I've already read, and one was sent to me by a publisher. So that makes 11. I read 12 books in April, so I think I'm good. The first book was a pre-order that came in, and that is Bodywork by Melissa Febos. The Radical Power of a Personal Narrative. That this author is Indigenous and teaches a nonfiction writing program at the University of Iowa. But this is a book that is a bold mix of memoir and masterclass. Melissa Febos tackles the emotional, psychological, and physical work of writing intimately while offering an utterly fresh examination of a storyteller's life and the questions that run through it. How might we go about capturing on the page the relationships that have formed us? How do we write about our bodies, their desires and traumas? What does it mean for an author's way of writing or living to be dismissed as navel gaze? This seemed really interesting. I've been interested in nonfiction narratives. I'm actually hoping to take some more classes on it because I am getting tired of having all these ideas and thinking that there's going to be someone out there to write them for me, or like, I don't know. And I'm just kind of tired of being self-conscious about my own writing, so figure, why not take some classes? So I thought this would be a good one. Next I have, this is another one that I've read, so that's 3. So 10 books are new to me. So this one I have read before, and this is the second book in the series of Unfortunate Events. This is The Reptile Room by Lemony Snicket. So basically, I've had these books before, I've read them before, up to about book 6, I believe, and then I got into college and thought that I needed to have more grown-up books, so I purged a lot of my childhood books, which now I am completely regretting and have been slowly trying to get these back. So I purchased this one and the first one from PangoBooks. I will have my account down in the description down below if you're interested in looking at it at all. PangoBooks has been, this is not sponsored, but I have heard about it from a couple of booktubers, and so far I've really enjoyed it because for some reason I don't want new copies of these for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, there's deckled edges. I am not team deckled edges. But yeah, so I've been wanting to reread these, but I've been also wanting to slowly get them back. So far I've been doing that through PangoBooks, which is basically an online used bookstore where people like me and you can sell our books that we no longer want and purchase books that we do. I apologize now if you can hear my dog barking. Okay, the next book I got was The Last House on Needle Street by Katrina Ward. I believe it's Katrina Ward. This I don't know much about. I know this was making its rounds here on BookTube for a while, particularly during the last fall season. I have been very interested in reading it, mostly because I feel like this is a horror, but it also is in the perspective of a cat, or maybe it's a thriller mystery. I can't quite remember. In a boarded up house on a dead-end street at the edge of the wild Washington woods lives a family of 3. A teenage girl who isn't allowed outside, not after last time, a man who drinks alone in front of his TV, trying to ignore the gaps in his memory, and a house cat who loves napping and reading the Bible. An unspeakable secret binds them together, but when a new neighbor moves in next door, what is buried among the birch trees may come back to haunt them all. So yeah, very curious about it. I've heard good things. Next is another one that I have read already, but I wanted a physical copy, and that is As Long as the Grass Grows, The Indigenous Fight for Environmental Justice from Colonization to Standing Rock by Dina Gilio Whitaker. So I read this audibly a couple months ago, and really enjoyed it. So basically, this is a nonfiction work, and basically Dinah Gilio Whitaker basically goes into the racism that's still in environmental justice, and basically goes through the history of environmental justice and all basically different like points to different accounts of history where it was like nobody basically listened to Indigenous people when really they should be, or how Indigenous people's voices were completely ignored. Here, through the unique lens of Indigenous environmental justice, Indigenous researcher and activist Dinah Gilio Whitaker explores the fraught history of treaty violations, battles for food and water security, and protection of sacred sites, while highlighting the important leadership of Indigenous women in centuries-long struggle. As Long as Grass Grows gives readers an accessible history of Indigenous resistance to government and corporate incursions on their lands, and offers new approaches to environmental justice, activism, and policy. So this one, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I feel like this is one that I will probably read multiple times because I feel like I'm going to get something different every time I read it. Not to say that it like I didn't get it the first time. It's just that when I first read it, there was a sense like I knew I was distancing myself from it to try not to be upset, and that's something that's I can feel happening with Fresh Banana Leaves by Jessica Hernandez currently. I am currently trying to listen and physically read that book, and I'm finding it hard to do so because I'm trying to remain in the present, and ultimately it's just making me angry. So yeah. Next I have a book that I'm excited for all of these, but I like saw this one kind of randomly on Twitter and was super excited about it, but that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. So first off, that cover is so cute. Are you focusing? Focus on it. Focus on this. Come on. There we go. It looks so adorable. But basically it's high fantasy with a double shot of self-renovation. Worn out after decades of packing steel and raising hell, Viv, the orc barbarian, cashes out of the warrior's life with one final score. A forgotten legend, a fabled artifact, and an unreasonable amount of hope led her to the streets of Thune, where she plans to open the first coffee shop the city has ever seen. However, her dreams are of a fresh start. Pulling shots instead of swinging swords are hardly a sure bet. Old frenemies and Thune's shady underbelly may just upset her plans. To finally build something that will last, Viv will need some new partners and a different kind of resolve. A hot cup of fantasy, a slice of life with a dollop of romantic froth. So I believe this is sapphic as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. I've heard the one, like, I heard about it on Twitter and heard good things about it. So when I saw it, I thought it looked adorable and wanted it. Next was another pre-order, and that is High Spirits by Camille Gamera Tavares. And another cover that is just absolutely stunning. But this one, I believe, is a collection of 11 interconnected short stories from the Dominican diaspora by debut author Camille Gamera Tavares. It is a book centered on one extended family, the Belans, across multiple generations. It is set in a fictional small town of Hidalgo and Santo Domingo, and Patterson, and San Juan, and Washington Heights too. It is told in a style both utterly real and distinctly magical, and the stories explore machismo, mental health, family, and identity. But most importantly, High Spirits represents the first book from Camille Gamera Tavares, who takes her place as one of the most extraordinary new voices to emerge in years. So yeah, love this cover. I am excited about this. I love the bright ass pink. This is from Levine Corrido, and I'm excited about, yeah, this is a publisher I get excited about, and this one in particular I'm excited about as well. Next, I have a graphic novel that I ran into that sounds really sweet and cute, and that is Chef's Kiss by Garrett Melendez, Danica Bryan, Hank Jones, Hassan Atzmine Alho. So this one, now that college is over, English graduate Ben Cook is on the job hunt looking for something, anything related to his passion for reading and writing. According to the hiring committees, he doesn't have enough experience. But when he stumbles upon a now hiring, no experience necessary sign outside a restaurant, Ben jumps at the chance to land his first job. He's actually not so bad in the kitchen. Plus, he can keep looking for a writing job in the meantime. But when he begins developing a crush on Liam, one of the super dreamy chefs at the restaurant, he'll start to feel torn between wanting to stay and cook and following his original post-college plan to be a writer. So yeah, another one I saw. I think this was also a pre-order that I saw. Oh my goodness, the little I don't know what the pig is about, but like it's in the covers as well. It's cute. Okay, the next couple are pre-orders. Next one is The Last Mapmaker by Christina, I'm gonna mispronounce this and I'm so sorry, Soon Tornvat. Again, that cover, I am a sucker for good covers. Sai has a secret. An assistant to Mankon's most celebrated mapmaker, Payun Wangai. She plays the part of a well-bred young lady with a glittering future. In reality, her father is a low-life con man, and in a kingdom where the status of your ancestors dictates your social position, no one can know that Sai's connection to the past is a single tarnished link. So when Sai is given an opportunity to join Payun on an expedition to chart the southern seas, she jumps at the chance to sever the link and start a new life. Soon she realizes there is more to the expedition than meets the eye, and she's not the only one on board who has secrets. When she learns that the ship might be headed for the fabled Sunderlands, a land of dragons, dangers, and riches beyond imagination, she has to decide exactly where she's willing to risk and chase after her dreams. So yeah, this one I'm also excited for. Beautiful cover. And I believe this is another middle grade, and which for some reason I have been really into lately. So yeah. Another pre-order is The Drowning Summer by Christine Lynn Herman. Another beautiful cover. A gorgeous atmospheric contemporary fantasy by the author of The Devouring Grey, which I have not read. 6 years ago, 3 Long Island teenagers were murdered, their drowned bodies discovered with sand dollars placed over their eyes. The mystery of the drowning summer has never been solved, but as far as the mystery of the drowning summer was never solved, but as far as the town's concerned, Evelyn Mackenzie's father did it. His charges were dropped only because Evelyn summoned a ghost to clear his name. She swore never to call a spirit again. She lied. For generations, Mina Zanetti's family has used the ocean's power to guide the dead to their final resting place. But as sea levels rise, the ghosts grow more dangerous, and Mina has been shut out of the family business. When her former friend Evelyn performs another summoning that goes horribly wrong, the 2 girls must uncover who was really behind the drowning summer murders and navigate their outgrowing attraction before the line between life and death dissolves for good. So this seems really fun as well. Fun murder mystery with paranormal elements and sapphic romance. I'm in. This next one was actually sent to me by the publisher, so thank you so much to Harper Via. And I actually hosted a giveaway for this book on my Instagram. So that was pretty cool. But this is Woman Eating by Claire Coda. This is a vampire book. I have yet to read it. But so Lydia is hungry. She's always wanted to try Japanese food, sashimi, ramen, onigiri, with sour plums stuffed inside, the food her Japanese father liked to eat. And then there is bubble tea and iced tea, ice cream and cake, foraged herbs and plants, and the vegetables grown by the other young artists as the London studio space she is secretly squatting in. But Lydia can't eat any of those things. Her body doesn't work like those of other people. The only thing she can digest is blood, and it turns out that sourcing fresh pig blood in London, where she is living away from her vampire mother for the first time, is much more difficult than she anticipated. That there's much more to it, the synopsis, but that's all I'm gonna read for right now. But this sounds really fun. I like foodie books, so this should be really interesting. Next I have another graphic novel that really attracted my attention. I have no idea what it's about, so I'll read the back with you together, and that is Coming Back by Jessie Zabarski. And this cover, again, is gorgeous. There is not enough light pink covers in my opinion. So this one, everyone in their village has magic in their bones, and Preet is the strongest of them all. Without any power of her own, how can Vilissa ever be worthy of Preet's love? When their home is attacked, Vilissa has a chance to prove herself, but that means leaving Preet behind. With no one to turn to, Preet gives in to temptation, breaks the village's most sacred laws, and is rejected from the only home she's ever known. Divided by different paths, insecurities, and distances, can Vilissa and Preet find their way back to each other? So I think this is another sapphic romance in graphic novel form. The art looks adorable and I'm really excited about it. So, and then I have another graphic novel also excited about. Just all the graphic novels, but this is, I believe, Oaksy by Mari Ahokovi. I'm sorry. This is a translated work. I'm not sure what it's translated from. And it's another one that was published by Living Corrido. So that's a plus. Porling is a little bear. She's a bit different from her brothers. Mother keeps their family safe, for the forest is full of dangers. It is there that Mana lives with her shadow children, and above them all, Emu, the great Emu, the great grandma in the sky. From the heart of the so this is translated from Finnish. From the heart of Finnish folklore comes a breathtaking tale of mothers, daughters, stars, and legends, and the old gods and the new. So this also art looks fantastic. I'm really excited about this, and I'm actually really excited to know that it's Finnish. So I am Indigenous. I am Yurok. I am Indigenous to Northern California, but I'm also Finnish. So I believe my grandmother's dad was either he was first gen American from when I think his family immigrated from Finland. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really just kind of curious about it. So okay, and the last book that I have is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. So I have not read Stephanie Perkins before. On the back it says Anna the French Kiss. I remember the booktubers talking about that series at one point. I never read it. So, but this one, There's Someone Inside Your House, I believe I remember this going around on booktube like a couple years ago. And I remember it being very campy. It's been almost a year since Makani Young came to live with her grandmother, and she's still adjusting to her new life in rural Nebraska. Then one by one, the students of her high school begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasing and grotesque flair. As the body count rises, the terror grows closer. Will Makani survive the killer's twisted plan? So I don't know. This was one that was on PangoBooks, and I had credits, and I was interested, so I got it. So that is my book haul for April. If you have read any of these, or if you're now currently interested in any of them, please let me know down in the comments down below. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for the day, and I hope that you are in the mental mindset to enjoy your reading, and I will see you in another video very soon. Cheers.